Alright, Kyle Blair here, and for the first video blog, I will be talking about a subject I find is very interesting, and that would be the muscle-mind connection. Alright, so before I begin talking about the muscle-mind connection, I need to go a little bit into the physiology of the nervous system and the muscles. Alright, so your nervous system is comprised of two parts. Those two parts are the central and the peripheral nervous systems, alright? Your central nervous system is your brain and your spinal cord, and the peripheral is everything else. So your legs, your arms, your calves, your feet, your hands, things like that. Those two parts are the sensory neurons that will be and are everything that you have ever known in life. Without those, what is life? So there are two impulses. There are afferent with an A and efferent with an E. Afferent are sensory nervous impulses. So if someone were to touch you on the back, that feeling you feel is a sensory or afferent impulse going from your back through your nerves to your central nervous system, your brain. Then there are efferent, which is, see how I move my hand like that? That would be an efferent nervous system from my brain through my nerves telling my hand to move. Alright, so when lifting weights, there are two different ways that it can be done. There is rate coding and force of rate development. Alright? Rate coding is the amount of impulses sent. Alright? And then force of development is the amplitude of forces sent. Those two are what makes up a contraction. Alright? There's a lot more than that, but I don't want to get into physiology. I just want to explain to you what muscle-mind connection is. Alright, so how does muscle-mind connection work? Alright, so there are two ways to lift weights. There are a way where you just move it, get it done, you can handle the weight, just throw it up, 10 reps, whatever, alright? Which is not bad, but the difference between that and an advanced lifter is the ability to feel the muscle contract through the whole rep. So if someone says do 10 reps, you're not doing 10 reps. You're doing 10 individual reps. So rep 1, rep 2, and rep 3 are exactly the same as far as focus goes. Alright, so a way to really focus on muscle memory, first thing you have to do is 1, slow down your reps. If you're ripping the rep up, there is a really big chance that you are not focusing on that rep and your muscle-mind connection is weird, okay? And not working properly. So by going slow and feeling that tension build up in your bicep and just feeling every fiber get shorter as your arm angle gets shorter, that works way more efficiently as far as muscle contraction goes than your average just doing a rep, okay? Muscle-mind memory or connection is not something that can simply be taught, but learned through experience and focus. Ways to, set yourself up in a good environment to improve this is 1, have music with a beat, right? Music with a beat can help you focus in and do the rep in a good rhythm. Try not to make your music too loud because that'll take away from your focus on the rep and put a little bit of your focus into the music. And I mean, do I have to go any more depths into why that would be an issue? Probably not. So I like to pick instrumentals, EDM music, anything with a beat type that you can kind of go with the flow with, okay? The second thing you can do is keep your form perfect. It is very hard to have great muscle-mind connection if your form is sloppy. Why? Because it's really hard to isolate the muscle. So say you're doing a bench and you're, arcing the heck out of your back, putting all your legs into it, things like that. You're going to be putting a lot of other muscles other than your chest into the movement, okay? And that's going to be hard to develop muscle-mind connection. The next thing would be to do is to really just concentrate on focusing on the entire rep. When you go down, think about your muscle fibers stretching like a rubber band. at the full range of motion, and then when they're at the fullest range of motion, just imagine the rubber band coming together. Feel your muscles contract slowly until they get really tight, get a good squeeze, feel that pump. And you will notice over time that not only do you feel your muscles contract more, you will get a better pump, and honestly, you can use lighter weight and you'll do less reps than you would with higher weight. So that's not an indicator that there's something going on neurologically, and I don't really know what is. I looked into a few studies over the muscle-mind connection where they used electrical myographs to monitor the nervous system while people were lifting. I'm not going to go into huge detail on all of the muscles in lifts. I'll just use the squat, for example. So they had a certified personal trainer. They made sure that the form was perfect, and they used a relatively lightweight. I think it was like 135 pounds, which for an average male should not be a lot for a squat. Now, the objective was to see if the person could isolate their quads more than their glutes, which is your butt, while doing a squat. Technically, you should use both, right? Well, what they found was when the experienced lifter mentally isolated their thoughts and focuses to the quads being the dominant force pushing them back up out of the rep, they showed that there were significantly more readings coming from the quadriceps than the glutes. And in order to prove that, they reversed it, and they had the person focus on their glutes more than their quads. And it showed phenomenally that the glutes had more work neurologically than the quads did. Now, they did that for a bunch of muscles, and they all worked. Okay? I think that's amazing. I don't know about you. So why does this come in handy? I'm going to use a lift that I think is very important to have good muscle-mind connection for. And that would be the close grip tricep press. The close grip tricep press is obviously going to use the chest and the shoulders and then the triceps, right? Obviously, by narrowing your grip to about that far, you're going to use your triceps more than your chest. However, your chest and your shoulders are going to be in there. So if you're pressing and you're just throwing the weight, chances are you're going to use all three. Which are going to be activated more? It's probably varies from person to person, so depending on which muscle on you happens to be stronger is most likely going to be the more dominant. So if you utilize the muscle-mind connection and understand it and perfect it, then when you do a lift such as the close grip tricep press, like I said, and you really focus on the tricep coming down and the tricep being the thing pressing, not just your shoulders and not your chest, but your triceps and your triceps only, then you can neurologically work them more. Now, I've tried it both ways. Yes, I can do more weights when I don't do this, but the theory is you work the muscle more. It'll shave reps off of my workout. It'll shave weight off of my workout. But I'll tell you something, when I do that, my triceps get an amazing pump. They are more likely to feel it afterwards, so I'll be sore in my triceps. And my shoulders and chest are pretty much fresh. Like if I would do a chest workout after, my chest would have a lot more in it than if I weren't to use the muscle-mind connection. So that's where I think it's really important. And as far as nutrient delivery and getting a pump and blood flow, that is also something that is a reward from the muscle-mind connection. And I believe that the difference between a good lifter and a great lifter is having that development. Because it's not always about form. Form is very important. But if you have form there, but you're not focusing with your mind on the muscular contraction and the muscular movement or the muscular mind connection, then form is just form. You're just doing it properly. But with the muscle-mind connection, you're doing it to the optimal ability that your body can do it. And I think that is what's going to build a lot of muscle in people who have a hard time putting on muscle. So drop the ego, practice muscle-mind connection, and I promise you, you will see things change that you feel are unchangeable with what you're currently doing. So I hope I didn't get into too much depth, but I hope that I gave someone a takeaway. So the next time you go to the gym, you can try it, and I don't know, let me know how it works. Hopefully it works for you. So that's my Muscle Mind Connection blog. Thank you for visiting K Fitness, and stay tuned for more video blogs. Have a great day.